Hi guys. Um, so today is the summer of 2013. And just last summer, around this time, I was in Rosewood Ranch eating disorder treatment facility. And I was admitted into Rosewood last summer, like around June 21st or 22nd. And at this time, I was, still struggling a lot. And so, what got me thinking about this is just that sometimes when you just sit in your room and your mind wanders, you get the thinking about what happened this past year, how things have changed. And since we're in a new house right now, I was unpacking some boxes and I found this big old box where I put all my letters I got last year in treatment, and it's like I can't believe how many letters I got, and I didn't even realize it. I just remember every day we would get mail, and I would always have like the most mail. I mean, I felt like people did care about me, because all my life I feel like people just have used me, have just kind of had me just for a little while so they could have some company, but then they kind of brush me aside after they're done. And so looking through all these letters and reading through some of them, it's quite amazing how much support I had, like miles and miles away from where I was. People don't understand, though, that just because someone gets out of treatment doesn't mean they're healed. They're still healing. No one knows exactly how long it'll take for that person to heal, but it takes time to heal. I'm still healing. Next month will be my 1 year in recovery, August 14th. And it's kind of weird because I think back around this time and I'm like, okay, right now I would be in Arizona, probably doing yoga or Tai Chi or something, because we always do cool activities. If you depends on what level of health you were to be able to do those activities, but yeah. So looking through these letters, I've noticed most of them, of course, it's from my family. My mom, my dad, my grandma, my cousin, my aunt and uncle. And then the second under that would be like my friends, like my friend Cameron, my friend Bianca, my friend Becca, my friend Ebony, my friend Lindsay, my friend Amber. And if I missed someone else's name, I'm sorry, can't think, there's so many letters. It took so long just to sort everything out. But, oh yeah, and then Bobby and Chris, who are parents of Becca, they sent really cool letters, really cool cards. That was awesome. But also, like, a lot of people from my church also sent me tons of letters, mainly, Judy, she sent me lots and lots of letters. But also I got a lot from Barbara and Candace Ozerden and Edwin and Ellen Graham and the Rollins family and tons of people. It's, like I said, it's hard to keep up. Also from my priest Melanie, and also our old deacon Diane, which was really cool. Also got some, from like my brother's music teacher, John Wesley, and then got some from my therapist, and then it's just a lot. I can't believe was blessed enough to have that type of, those people in my life, like, able to go out of their way to write me, because they didn't have to do that. But, I just want to share some main things that really touched me. My dad's deacon, and he wrote a sermon, and in his sermon he wrote about me. And I want to read this sermon to you. It's about, it's from the part of the prayer, the Bible, starts in Mark, chapter 4, lines 35 through 41. The quote from Thomas Fuller, it says, "He that will not sail till all dangers are over must never put to sea." What we just heard in Mark's Gospel is familiar to most of us. The account on the storm on the lake and Jesus calming the storm at the amazement of the disciples. Jesus and his disciples get into their boat and head across the lake to escape the crowds, even though many followed in their own boats. This is where he starts getting to without the story, like the lesson pretty much. Here's what he starts getting into when he starts talking about me. As I'm sure most of us are thinking about a storm we have faced in our own boat right now, and all the images that produces. But please, for a moment, let us share with you a storm going on now. I believe most of you know Tabitha, my daughter. For months, she and us have been fighting a storm called anorexia and depression. Anorexia is an eating disorder that affects many teenage girls and others. Their mind tells them that they are fat and ugly, and they go on a quest to lose weight, to gain acceptance from their peers. It starts quietly with increased exercise and the announcement, "I'm going on a diet." This goes on and on when you realize she is losing too much weight. Then with medical exams and psychological testing, you find out that this is anorexia. It's a scary storm because if that storm floods into your boat too much, it sinks. Tabitha's boat was about to sink. So as I'm speaking to you, she is in a center in Arizona that specializes in the treatment of anorexia and depression in adolescents. We all know that she knows that Jesus is in the boat with her. I told her before she boarded the plane to remember that he is in the boat and don't forget to wake him when the storm gets to be too much. Please keep her in your prayers. When I read that, I realized that I'm not afraid to tell the people out here that I had anorexia, and I still do. So I'm still struggling with it, still trying to be on my path to recovery, and I still face depression today, and I don't think any of that is entirely going to go away, because it's just not. It's not a disease that you take like shots and medication for, it just goes away. It's not like alcoholism, because alcoholism, you can live without alcohol. Food, you can't live without that. So it's kind of, you have to face your fear and your trigger every single day, more than once a day. But it's just good to know and see that you have people like your father, your mother, your grandmother, your friends that will, that can help. So if anyone is struggling with this type of disorder or anything, I want them to know that they can come to me, because I know what it's like, and I'm not afraid to admit that I am weak in certain spots. But the thing is, you just have to make those spots stronger, and that's what I'm planning on doing. So, thanks for listening, and don't be afraid to show your true colors, because